Hi everybody, and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Relationships, and it's by user R52Guy4. Girlfriend, 28 female, wanted to have an open relationship. I, 29 male, broke up with her, and now she's gone insane. My girlfriend, 28 female, and I, 29 male, have been together for a little over 4 years. I always took pride in the fact that we were the couple that could solve things without fighting. We were both pretty mature people, and the disagreements we have had throughout our relationship have been taken care of. Now, here comes the situation at hand. My girlfriend works in a job where it's basically her, a bunch of other women, and this one guy. This one guy that works there is a real ladies' man type guy, and my girlfriend is enamored by him. Nothing new here, I get it. We have been in a relationship for a long time, and lusting after something new isn't that bad. However, my girlfriend had started pushing more than that. She basically started asking me, what if I was to have a threesome with you? If I was to sleep with another guy? She started pushing more and more about things we should do before we tie the knot and become an old boring couple. Then she started saying that I work out too much and look so much better now than when we first got together, that now was my best chance to get some action with other people, etc. And then she started really pushing the idea of an open relationship. I ended up realizing that her crush was something far more than just that, and that I basically didn't need that, or her for that matter, in my life. There were some complaints I had about the relationship. And, as she said, now was my chance to find someone new that didn't have those faults. So, I simply told her that this isn't something I want to do anymore and that I think we should see other people. I don't think it sunk into her until like the day after when I deleted her off of social media. Then she legitimately snapped. She forced herself into my apartment, my roommates were there, and just sat there crying. She ended up buying me some really expensive shirts for me, like $300 plus, to show me her love, huh? And in general, she is going crazy. She has taken sick from work. I absolutely unequivocally don't have any desire for getting back together with her. I know a lot of people will say I'm a bad guy for giving up on this relationship after so many years. But the thing is, I cared about her. I really did love her. But when she started talking about her lust towards the other guy, it basically killed any and all feelings towards her. And honestly, I am at a point in my life where I am happy with how things are, with just me. I know I'm an awesome person, and I don't really need to convince anyone to stay. The problem is, I don't know what to do about her. She is legitimately freaking everyone out with her behavior. The thing which really worries me is that she knows the password to a lot of my important things, since I use basically the same 3 passwords. I have gone out to change a lot of them, but I am scared she can F me over. Willoughby, first things first, good for you. You didn't play the pick me dance or anything like that. You want an open relationship? Fine, be in an open relationship by yourself. You are free to go and pursue whoever you want. Now to your problem, just change every freaking password you can think of. Bank, email, social media, everything. Then, if you think it's prudent, sit down with her in a public place and tell her that this is over and that she needs to just try to move on. And if that doesn't take and she starts harassing you or stalking you, then you need to gather some proof and go for a restraining order or something like that. Also, ask for the key back or change the locks and tell your roommates to not let her back inside. Other than that, I think you'd be pretty covered. So what do you guys think about all this? What would you do if you were in OP's shoes? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. Revolucionario says, sounds like you made the right choice. To be honest, it doesn't exactly sound like the relationship was perfect until she started getting hung up on the open relationship thing. To me, it appears more like it was not that exciting a relationship anymore for either of you two. It shows both in how you write about the breakup, which seems to leave you pretty unfazed, and I think it also shows in the way your girlfriend contrasted her proposed open relationship with becoming boring people. My impression is that the open relationship idea made you aware of an emotional disconnection between you two, and that's absolutely legitimate. I do think you're kidding yourself a little if you tell yourself that her admitting to a crush on another guy killed your feelings for her, which would have otherwise been the basis for a solid relationship for many more years. It sounds more like one factor in an ongoing development. Whether or not any of these guesses sound right to you though, I would recommend cutting contact for now. Move on. She will as well eventually, but I don't think you could help her with that. Also, change your passwords as soon as possible. I Will Be Blunt says, well done for having enough self-respect and end a relationship that would have become increasingly toxic had it continued. If I were you, I'd mark the date of your breakup on a calendar as the luckiest day of your life. Change all of your passwords and do not allow her back into your life in any way. Hopefully, the crazy will burn itself out and she'll move on to the next guy. If she continues to pester you and goes full stalker, then you might need to consider a restraining order. Mystic Incarnate says, you can't force someone to want you or be with you. If she wants to be with other people, that's her prerogative. You made the choice not to deal with that, and that's your prerogative. Regardless of your reasons, you're in the position you're in now for the right reasons, with the right mindset to move forward in a healthy way. I say you should stick to that and don't let her taint your thoughts. For those that would say you gave up on a long-term relationship, you didn't. She wanted to go find sexual gratification elsewhere, flying in the face of the long-term agreement you two had respected and built a relationship upon. She left you. Whether anyone agrees with it or not, it's what happened. You do what you think is best for you. For your passwords, change all of them. Change your accounts, change as much as you need to in order to keep her out. There are laws against stalking and harassment for exactly that level of obsession. While I'm not saying lawyer up right now, be aware that if she starts to get out of hand, you have legal options. Don't hesitate to use them if you feel the control of the situation is starting to slip away from you. Alright, community has pretty solid insight and advice for OP. So now let's move on to the update to see what happened next. Hey guys, so I wanted to update you all on the current situation. After posting, I went crazy trying to remember every important account I use and was able to change the passwords. So the good thing is, now I've got a bunch of unique passwords. Now, with my ex-girlfriend, things took a different turn. I called her sister to get her to take back the shirts my ex bought me. Well, turns out the company she ordered from doesn't do returns. The shirts were nice, so I decided to just keep them and give her sister the money to give back to my ex. Then, while we were arranging things, her sister talked to me about the relationship. She said that she wants me to know that my ex-girlfriend was dedicated to me in every possible way, that she envisioned me as the guy she was going to have kids with, grow old with, and that the guy from work meant absolutely nothing to her. I told her that I get that, but after the whole situation, my opinion of her changed and my attraction and love towards her went away. And boom, her sister went crazy on me too, saying that I'm an effing pig that wasted her sister's pretty years and I never had the intention of manning up and marrying her. After that, I basically decided to go complete zero contact with my ex, her family, and her friends. I was constantly getting messages, even had my ex-girlfriend show up at my apartment just to make sure I was alive. Then one day, I went to a bar I like to go to often with two of my guy friends. I was just talking to some girl, not flirting or anything. And seriously, out of nowhere, my ex and her friends found us. She started crying, saying that I was cheating on her, that we weren't officially broken up yet. Meanwhile, her friends kept on telling me to give her a chance. The whole thing became really uncomfortable. She said if we did the whole open thing, only if I wanted to, she would have let me sleep with her friends, have threesomes. She even pointed out a friend of hers that always found me hot, saying I could have her. Huh? I told her that it's a lot for me and I need time to think things through. I just said that to get out of the situation. I ended up finding out that she found out where I went because one of my guy friends invited my girlfriend's friend who he thought was interested in him. So that's the situation. For what it's worth, I did end up getting laid after the breakup, but it was through a girl off Tinder. Ex found out about this and yeah, crap's hitting her in a bad way. The weird thing is, when we were together, she started having a "holy crap, I am old" type thing. I remember her telling me that she is in her late 20s now, she is too old to have a boyfriend, and pointed out girls way younger than her have already gotten married, and then she started with the whole open thing. So that's the situation right now. The big problem now is the fact that we were together for so long that our friend groups totally meshed, and now, with the breakup, I'm not really sure how to handle her popping up in my life. Wow, OP, that took a weird and dark turn. I think your ex is going to need some help getting through this. However, that is none of your concern. And regarding her popping up in your life, it's something that you are going to have to deal with anyways, so just get through it. All the best, OP, and thanks for sharing. Now, let's move on to the next post. This post is from the subreddit Malicious Compliance, and it's by user Mr. CTO. Quit toxic workplace as I was not in company values and left none of my knowledge behind. This was during my previous workplace where I worked for more than half a decade. By the time I left, I was in the top 3 personnel of seniority and knowledge, and the most technical system user out of hundreds and hundreds of people. I have done it all, everything from A to Z, operations, HR, finance, supply chain, etc. You name it. Anyway, I decided to leave as the leadership had changed and everything was going downhill fast. My progression had slowed down and I was not allowed to progress for another 2 to 3 years, depending on how I behave. It took me quite some time to find my current job and take this step. However, up to the moment of leaving, my new manager, director, tried to play a power move in a one-on-one meeting and say that I am not a team player. If I don't like it, I should go. It's okay if I want to go, he would understand. My colleagues are saying I'm not supportive, etc. This was due to the fact I called him out on nonsense and others, was not afraid to speak my mind on poorly made decisions, and had to protect my team from his and other managers' mistakes. I rather took the hit than my team. The meeting got quite heated, but kept my cool, and he proposed to meet in an hour or so to think and discuss how I will change and what is my project for this year. In simple words, what extra work you will do for the same salary because we don't like you and want to pay you a lot less. Fine, let's meet in an hour. I considered quitting on the spot because that would cause absolutely massive issues, but I decided to treat him in the same way I was treated, and my team shouldn't suffer for his stupidity. Cue the first malicious compliance. I came back to the meeting and spewed out the biggest, vilest nonsense I could come up with that he wanted to hear. Hoi jolly me, happy days, I am a yes man. Came up with random projects and the values I really want to contribute, yada yada. Really gave the effort in my emotions while discussing and making this place the best workplace ever. Working during my days off and overtime to succeed. I am in it for all to redeem my poor values. I could have involved HR and sorted it out differently, but this was way better. Anyway, the wanker sort of bites my nonsense and goes with it, giving me a last chance to redeem myself. Not sure what I am redeeming, it's him who did not like me. But he is not a complete moron, so probably he had some doubts. So after leaving the room, I started the new happy yes man me transformation. I said absolutely nothing to anyone leaving because I am fully aware of how things spread around. So in the meantime, I had a few interviews and one place caught my eye. They caught me and we had a good communication. I was waiting for the final interview. The things were still going downhill and my moron director was being an ass more than usual. I couldn't wait to drop my resignation letter on the table. Cue the second malicious compliance. I knew my last days here are approaching and I was hoping I'd get out soon. Unfortunately, we had another lengthy one-on-one and he still wasn't happy with everything I do and I should do more and better, especially with my type of experience. So I took upon more things. Realistically speaking, I would need at least one more person with exactly the same knowledge as I have to barely manage everything within my contracted hours. Worry not, I am a yes man, all the new projects and responsibilities. On the next day, I checked my holidays at the end of the month. If everything is correctly booked, as I was hoping, I would give my notice and only have to work half of it due to holidays. That is, if I get offered a new position. Hours later, I get an email with a new contract and I am starting in a month. I did not want to send the email on the weekend about my resignation, as I wanted to see his face when I handed him the letter. Waited for Monday, asked if he has a moment, and gave a well-presented letter with my resignation. He asked with a curiously stupid smile, "What is this?" "Well, I don't know. How about you open it?" I said. "Have a look." To which he came back with, "I can't wait. You can tell me." Wow, the cringe. So after not saying anything, he opens it up. Suddenly, from the almighty warrior, most of the time yelling at everyone, he turns pale, scared and barely whispering, oh wow, yes, that is my resignation letter. I give my notice now and will send it over an email. If there's anything you want to discuss, please schedule a meeting." Yes, we definitely have to talk, So I had an exit interview where all of a sudden he tried to be nicer, not raising his voice and very concerned about what I am doing. The exit interview was a walk around the facility with some casual questions that I gave vague answers to. There was no point explaining anything more as his manager was and is on the same stupidity level and nothing would change. Cue the final malicious compliance. I inquired before me going on annual leave and also not coming back if there is anything else I can support with. No, just leave your laptop and access card. Are you sure there is nothing else? Yeah. Great, guess you don't need access to dozen files that everyone uses that are under my management, as well as detailed yearly, monthly, weekly, and even daily forecasts of activities, hours, holidays, and so on. Forecasts and such were my individual files. The commonly used one was very poor and not detailed at all. A colleague who took over thought she knows what I was doing, but had no idea it would be that hard and failed miserably. So I gave my team all the holidays and shifts they wanted, whenever they wanted. Made a schedule for at least 1 month in advance so they don't have to suffer, as I know after I leave they would be lucky to have scheduled for even the same week. And removed all access from the files I owned and deleted after. Ensured there is no traces of backup of them anywhere, and even formatted the solid-state disk so nothing could be easily recovered even if anyone tried. Last day of my employment came in, dropped everything off and left. Heard of the aftermath straight away as suddenly departments spiraled in delays. The forecast was not accurate, scheduling did not match activity requirements, nobody working on projects. IT couldn't access my computer for whatever reasons and could not recover any files. Their delay got so massive it would actually take months to recover with the right resources, whilst even not respecting key performance indicators. There were a lot of technical issues nobody knew how to sort out either. In the end, they had to spend a lot more on extra staff and even technical IT support to do basic things. Most of the management team left after I left, and a lot of team members resigned. A rough estimate is that they will lose millions over the next years regarding how everything is managed and have lost already a lot. Well, I guess that director learned that usually high-performance people are not yes men. But it doesn't really matter. OP, you're in a better place, so good for you. Thanks for sharing. And it's that time that we've reached the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed today's stories. I really did enjoy reading them to you. So if you did, then don't be shy and go ahead and give the video a like. And don't forget to subscribe or even share this video with people that you might think will enjoy my storytelling. Also, if you have the time, go down to the video description and check out all the links I have for you, from our Discord community to my channel merch. And finally, I'd like to say thank you for watching. It really means a lot to me that you enjoy my videos. And having said all that, I'll see you guys in the next video.